Hello and welcome to an interesting episode of Spaghetti Junction Podcast. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we talk about things we just don't know where they're going to go, which is pretty much what we're going to do. We've done this occasionally, and we thought, you know what? Let's just do this again. So this is just where we basically, don't have anything planned, and the conversation can go anywhere. And you guys can have a look back at some of those unscripted ones. I always think back to the one about vampires and ice cream, and I don't know how we came up with that, but
I remember that one, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So you were saying that that your Wi-Fi is just not doing well because of this whole load shedding, which is why, by the way, Bruce's feed may freeze like it is freezing now, but you'll still be able to hear it.
So apologies to anyone watching. Unfortunately, it is outside of both our control. And what's really annoying is that we're like on stage 4, so it's like 3 2-hour load shedding periods within a 12-hour period, and then they don't, and then sometimes they don't switch your power off. I'm like. And so you're following a schedule. You've got the app. You can tell, okay, cool, the power's going off at this time. I can plan my life. And then the power doesn't go off, and you get more annoyed because the power hasn't gone off than when it does go off. I'm not.
Somewhere deep in ESCOM, someone goes, "Psych."
Look, I appreciate it, but flipping hell, you know. No, you can't.
It's funny though. You get mad because there is no power, but then you get mad because there is power. So you can't win.
And I know, right? For welcome, the TIA, bro. TIA. This is Africa. This is what we're dealing with.
That's hilarious. You get angry when they. That's how bad it's become when you get angry when there is power. You know how silly that sounds. Because everybody just wants power, and all of a sudden now you're pissed off because there is power.
Yeah, and I know. At one stage, South Africa was sort of the shining. South Africa was the shining light of Africa at one stage. Not anymore, because we don't have power. We don't have power to be the shining light.
Shining light, exactly.
Give me a sec, dude. I want to close my blinds. I'm getting lines all over my face here. Hold on.
All right. No problem. While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up something on the screen while you're doing that.
There we go.
All right. So,
what have you got?
Whoa! This is made by Schecter, which you know is like a really good brand. And this is now a new model, basically designed by Machine Gun Kelly. That it basically looks like a razor blade, and
as long as
running,
that's cool.
It's a full running guitar. Hold on,
that's brilliant.
I'll just show you how that looks.
Wow.
See that?
Okay, just as long as the razor blade isn't Gillette, I'm fine with it.
No, look, I mean, I was like, if you look at it, okay, it's quite something, isn't it? I was like, at first I didn't like it, but I thought, you know what? It's very creative. It's it's very different. I mean, it stands out for sure, which doesn't surprise me because Machine Gun Kelly, he stands out for whatever reason. Now, here's some of the specs. If you are into guitars, so there's only 88 of them made.
Limited edition, nice.
Limited edition, only 88. I don't know why 88, not like 50 or 90. It's 88.
The 88, the 88. I'm sure there's a significance to that
there's
number.
A meaning with them. Yeah, that's actually probably right. So the hardware color is chrome, flat top, right-handed. Basswood is the body material, and the bridge is hipshot hardtail. And then you have all the Schecter stuff, obviously. Thickness, the first. Okay. 22 jumbo frets, obviously.
Nice.
Truss rod. So yeah. And
So
they
this.
actually use the Ernie balls strings as well. Really good strings.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. See. Well, that's a cool thing, about electric guitars. You can really solid wood. So you
Which
can that
yes.
because it's all just that's why so many electric guitars are just all these crazy shapes, because it doesn't really matter what they make them out of. I mean, Kirk Hammett's got one that's perspex. Did you lose me?
Sorry. Yep. You said that Kirk Hammond has one that's what? Perspex.
It's see-through perspex, and it's literally got liquid that floats around inside.
No ways.
Yeah, sounds great. You see him playing it on stage. So
Really?
yeah.
I must say that this guitar triggers me in the sense where it's like razor blades, and it's like, I mean, I haven't had like anything, like really bad happen with razor blades.
Yes.
But I don't know. It's very quirky, but I'm sure, I'm sure it's because of, Machine Gun Kelly. I'm sure it'll do well. And it also shows that Schecter are very open to doing new ideas and still maintain the quality that Schecter always does.
Yeah. And Schecter's got a long list of endorsees and signature guitar, guitars that they've made for well-known players and that. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. It's the Schecter would have done that. That's a cool concept. I haven't seen a razor blade guitar yet. I've seen axes. I've seen birds. I've seen a guitar that's carved into the shape of a naked chick. I mean, everything, but I haven't seen a razor
full
blade.
guitar, really.
Mm.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, and then so in your view, Schecter is pretty high quality, yeah, and they know what they're doing.
They are cool. You don't see many Schecters in this country anymore. We used to have quite a few of them in the shop, but apparently in South Africa, it's very difficult to get the replacement hardware. So if anything breaks on a Schecter, it's a bit difficult to get components. So
then you got
you don't
ship them in, and that just gets expensive.
Correct. So yeah, I haven't seen a Schecter in our shop in a while, and I don't really go to other guitar shops, so I wouldn't really. I'm sure other places have got them, but yeah.
Okay, now speaking of Machine Gun Kelly, I'm going to show you a picture of his latest tattoos. So let me give you a background for it. The work that was done took 42 needles.
Wow.
And what he did was that he did all this tattooing, supposedly for Megan Fox, to like show that he's changing and stuff. So let me show it to you first, and then you'll understand a little bit, and then I'll explain to you a bit more. But what you're going to see is real tattoo. Everything which you see is legit real. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you a bit of a look here. And that.
It's still loading on my side.
Okay. Let me know when you see it.
Yeah, it hasn't come up yet.
Okay. Well, you see it?
You are kidding me.
No.
Wow.
He's literally blacked out most of his tattoos because a lot of them, I mean, it wasn't only for Megan Fox, but how it's described is that, is that he wanted to basically take off a lot of tattoos that were negative or blah, blah, blah. So I thought, why don't they just, make more tattoos on the tattoo? And then when I saw this picture, it's like, he's just gone completely black. Like how would that, like that cross thing is a very cool idea, but the rest of his body, I mean, I don't get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the
Pretty
fact that he, if he did that because Megan Fox told him to do that, I'm okay.
No, he
like,
didn't.
okay, dude.
No, she didn't tell him to do something. It was just more
Okay,
like
cool. I'm just checking.
no. Machine Gun Kelly is definitely not a character that would be whipped. No, not at all. Not at all. So there were reasons linked to her, but it was just in general where there was like
okay, I see.
a lot of his tattoos basically weren't the narration of his life now, and
all right, okay, cool.
chose to. But Machine Gun Kelly always goes to the extreme. So
tell me about it. Yeah, let's see. Well, so the bass player for Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave, Tim Comerford, he's got a very cool tattoo that's sort of similar, and it's almost like he's got his shoulders down to like a t-shirt level, t-shirt distance sleeve on each arm, which looks very cool. Tim Comerford.
Hold on. Tim Comerford. Oh yeah. Tattoos, eh? So let's see what this pops up.
It's not as extreme as Machine Gun Kelly's, but it's the same concept basically.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
I see it. Let me just try and get images for this. I'm just curious to actually. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. Let me see if I can pull this up.
So guy's one of my favorite bass players as well. Jeez,
well, the ones which I see remind me more of The Rock. But let me just see if I can pull this up and you can show me. Hold on, bud. I'm just going to pull it up here. Here we go, and you'll probably see it soon, not right now, kind of thing, because it takes a while.
It does, yeah. It'll come up just.
That's all right.
There we go. Yeah, he's got those chests. It comes over his chest and then onto his arms, and I think he's got a design on his back that goes into like these circle designs on his back.
Yeah, he does. Hold on.
I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So. Okay. Damn it. Anyways.
And he's got those sort of 3-pointed designs on each shoulder as well in the middle of them.
So why I say it's a bit like The Rock is that he has,
yes, he's got something like that as well.
Feel down on his pecs kind of thing.
Yes.
Anyways. So
yeah, cool.
So, how far would you go tattoo wise? I know that you have like what, one or two?
I've got 3.
Oh, you got 3, okay.
Yeah. How many have you got? 2?
I got 2. Yeah, 2.
You've got 2.
And I'm going to get a third one in about a month or 2.
I'd love to get more, but they'd be sort of spaced out. I'm not one to get like an entire sleeve. I know that's a lot of people's thing. I've never been into that. But I've always had plans for my forearms here, the inside of my forearms, and possibly some others. But we'll see. All 3 of my tattoos were actually free. So if I want any more, I have to actually pay for them.
How do you manage that? Mine costs me. Tell me the story.
So all 3 of them were because of when I was the bands that I was in had tattoo sponsorships. So
nice.
Yeah, so that one.
I can't see, so it's quite all right. You're frozen, so
I'm sorry.
What you show us, we can't see it. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, all right. So on my right arm, I have a tribal design of the face of Jesus, and on my one arm, I have an ambigram. Yeah,
I've probably seen it, but I didn't know it was the face of Jesus. Huh.
Yeah, that was the first one. And then I have 2 ambigrams. So an ambigram is a word that you it says one thing one way, and then when you hold it up to the mirror, it either says exactly the same thing or something else.
Okay.
And one of them is life, and then you turn it upside down and it says death. And the other one is it's a statement. It says believer in Christ. It says believer one way, and in Christ when you turn it upside down. It's pretty cool.
No ways. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, I got that idea from Angels and Demons, the Dan Brown book.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books, and they talk about ambigrams and the Illuminati and the Catholic Church and all of that stuff. And I thought, man, that would be cool to have it as a tattoo. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to go too far with tattoos. I'm just going to add. So on my one arm is the fact, probably people can see from here, but that's Mama Africa, and I'm wanting to add on Aotearoa, which is New Zealand, and somehow
that would be cool.
Possibly like a Maori, some form of face depicting what New Zealand stands for. But I will have to ask before I do that. I would have to chat with one or two people at work who are Maori to see if it is just basically if it's a good idea or not, in the sense of if I don't know the Maori culture, because there's a lot of people who will do Maori, like Maori patterns and whatever, but they don't know anything about the Maori culture, and I just feel that if you're going to put something on your body of a different culture, you need to actually understand it properly, and you need. For me personally, I feel that you need to actually chat with somebody within the culture to say, hey, tell me more about this. Do you think that, that it would be okay to put it on, so yeah, because I think that's very important. I know that we did a whole thing on cultural appropriation, which we had like a little bit of fun with. But this to me is, I just feel that, I guess it's like in some ways, for example, if you're in America and you want to do a tribal design from from one of the Indian, cultures there, Indian tribal cultures there, I just don't feel that you should before you actually look more into it. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, no, I think anything. Yeah, you have to be respectful. I think too many people should be, and maybe too many white people maybe to go off and do that kind of thing without delving too much into that, and like, oh, that's a cool design, I'm just going to get it. It's like, actually, if you're gonna do that, there's, I think you need to have some sort of, like research, talk to people who are in that culture, and just sort of make sure that, because when you go out in public, you're going to get Maori people seeing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they might, but what might also be cool is then you'll probably have Maori people come up and ask you, listen, man, saw your tattoo and everything, and then you'll be able to tell them, well, I delved into the culture. I spoke to a lot of people before I actually got this done. This was the story behind it, and all that kind of thing. And then you'll probably get a lot more respect from that culture, because of the fact that they're like, holy, oh wow, this guy actually flipping gets it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look more into it. Well, what I'll do is I'll go to the local tattoo place and just, tell them what I'm thinking, and then ask them to, to design it, because I think it'll look really good with the Africa, and then the New Zealand's, part as well. I think it'll be good. But I'll only probably do that. What is this month? We're almost finished February, dude. It's crazy.
I know.
It's like a
Would
day
you?
or two, I think.
Yeah, it's a couple of days to go.
Yeah.
Would you get, like, because you've got the actual shape of the continent of Africa? Would you then get the sort of the shape of the New Zealand islands as part of it, and then have
Yeah.
something surrounding that kind of thing?
Well, I would think, yeah. I mean, if they could incorporate that into facial features, so you might not get to see the whole person's, the whole of the person's face, but enough to
Yes,
see it's with the shape of New Zealand to recognize that's a face.
or
That's
or have like facial features, and then just the outline of the country. So the islands aren't actually colored in; they're like bare skin, but the outline around it shows you
okay. Yeah.
the design of the country. There's so much you can do. So
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah. Yeah, no, I
That's
think
awesome.
it's yeah, no, I think it's a pretty cool a pretty cool skill set to have and so forth, eh?
Yeah,
Creativity.
yeah, definitely. Did I tell you about all the gigs that I've got booked for
No,
March?
tell me, please,
Yeah.
and tell everyone who's daring to listen.
No, so I've got March is getting busier. I've got 3 solid gigs booked now,
Nice
which
one.
is nice. And one of them I got asked. Remember, I told you I was going. I played at Tequila Rock, the place at Silver Star Casino.
Yes,
Yeah, they've asked me back.
that's good.
So yeah,
Well
so
done.
obviously made a good impression there. So I'm going to be back there near the end of March.
Well done,
Um,
dude.
yeah, and then the other venue that I've gotten into, there's a place called Molly Malone's in Lone Hill,
Okay.
and they always go all out for the St. Patrick's Day weekend. And so I'm going to be playing on the Sunday. I'm kind of sort of closing off the weekend there at Molly Malone's, and that's a really good place to get into. So yeah, I'm
Nice
gonna
one.
go there. Yeah, they wanted me to bring the band. Unfortunately, my other guitarist is away again, so I can't do the band because
Okay.
they're putting a stage up outside and everything. It's a little bit bigger than what they normally have, and
That's
but
cool.
I'll do the solo thing, and that's so, which is I'm very happy with because the owner or the manager was going to come and see me, and then the one gig got cancelled. So I said to him, "Listen, but I can't." He wanted to come and check me out before he booked me, and then they booked me anyway, which is pretty cool. So, and then
Nice one.
and then on the Thursday the 7th, I'm back at the night market again, which is nice. So that's turning into a bit of a regular one.
Brilliant.
So yeah, and it's adding a couple of songs now. So the pressure's a little bit less now because I've got this this foundation of 30 songs, and now I get to them a little bit slower.
So 30, how many?
30 songs now.
So Molly Malone. It's an interesting name for a place.
Yeah, it's a pub.
So it's weird actually for a name because so Molly Malone, it's all about a fictional tale of a fishwife, the wife of a fisherman, who
Hmm.
plied. I'm just having a read here. Who plied her trade on the streets of Dublin and died young of a fever. In the late 20th century, a legend grew up that there was a historical Molly who lived in the 17th century. She is typically represented as a hawker by day and a part-time prostitute by night. Okay, how did it go? How did it go from her being a fishwife who died from fever and then being represented as a part-time prostitute? Explain
Every
that one to
girl,
me.
every girl's got to have a side hustle, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I mean, in the beginning of it, there was nothing spoken about her doing that.
I know, but remember that's legend and word of mouth, and that's how it happens.
Oh,
Just
but
gets blown out of.
that goes
I know.
completely from a very straight, set woman who, you know, well, I mean, it doesn't say what her trade is. I would imagine fish, because she's a fishwife, so I would imagine that she sells fish on the streets of Dublin, doing her normal life, and then she got sick of, and then there was fever and she died. That's her life. So how it came into the 20th century that, and again, if you're going to come up with a legend, okay, like like a very strong, powerful legend, why would you make a legend of a woman who sells fish by days and does prostitution at nighttime? I mean, that's not a legend. There's a level. That's not a legend. That's you know what I mean? That's not something that somebody goes and does and says, that was my legend. A legend's basically like powerful and rousing, and who's just like, well, I sell fish, and and then I make some guys lucky and happy at nighttime, and then I wake up and do the same thing every day because that's my legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So well that is the legacy that I'll be playing at in March.
Exactly. You think about that when you're playing, because I mean, like the word legend, for example. When I hear that, the one movie that pops up like straight away is the one with Will Smith.
Yes.
I'm
Legend. Yeah.
The one that was only him and a dog and a bunch of zombies.
Yes.
They were zombies, weren't they? Freaky little bastards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or were they vampires? No, I think they're vampires.
No, it wasn't. It was like they were like a rabid. It was an infection that spread that turned humans almost into rabid animals. That would feed on other humans, and then it would spread like that.
You know what? They are actually called dark seekers.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't go out in the light. They were incredibly sensitive to sunlight.
Which is why I thought that they were vampires and stuff. But yes, they are humans susceptible to the Crippen virus. They were infected, but they didn't die from it.
Yes. Do you see that there's an I Am Legend 2 coming?
I'm sorry. After Will Smith did that stupid march down in the Academy Awards and smacked,
I know.
Chris Rock again. Chris Rock. I'm sorry. I've just lost the whole excitement about his movies, which I used to have.
Yeah, I know.
And also what made it really bad is that the next award was for Will Smith, and almost everybody stood up like a whole rousing applause, standing ovation, when a minute before, okay, let's just say 2 or 3 minutes before, he had marched down the middle and slapped somebody.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, and I think it was Jim Carrey actually. He actually, and I can't get the exact things he said, but he was basically saying how hypocritical Hollywood is, when that can happen from something that is terribly wrong to moving it aside and then giving the same guy a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a new there's a new newish, but there was a stand-up comedy by Chris Rock that was on Netflix last year, and that's when he addressed this whole thing about Will Smith. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, did I see anything about that? I think I probably did, but just sort of watched it once and then we moved on. So
yeah,
but a lot of people say it was planned. Other people say it wasn't.
Dude.
So,
no ways, dude. Those guys are stupid. I'm sorry. If they honestly believe that, they deserve to be slapped.
Yeah.
No, really. You can never say that. I'm sorry. There's no ways that was planned. That's just stupid. That's just absolutely stupid. I'll see if I can actually play a bit of it, but I don't know if it'll. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And
Okay.
we'll basically wrap up with this.
Okay. Cool.
Because you might not have much power left. We'd rather get it through.
We'll
So
see
this
how
is just
scripted.
from Chris Rock's stand up, where he addresses the whole thing about Will Smith. I guess give me your thoughts. Can you see the screen? Is it up?
Yeah, I can. It's cool.
All right, greatness. Let's get this. I hate it when I lose the tab for what I'm trying to watch. Hold on. Where did you go, YouTube? Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go.
Anybody that says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
He started off with jabs and then got juggy with it right to the jugular. And for Jada,
she hurt him way more than he hurt me.
A year of pent-up silence. Rock
erupted
this on stage.
Everybody knows what the happened. Everybody that really knows.
As Chris insisted, the real person that Will should be mad at is his wife, after she cheated on him with R&B singer August Alsina.
His wife was her son's friend, okay?
Wabam. Okay. Now, Will and Jada had addressed.
Anyways, I thought it was going to be more, more a thing on the I thought it was going to be more on Chris Rock's side, but absolutely, it was all about her, and she's whipped him multiple times.
And she was you could see the expression on her face when he went and did that to Chris Rock. She was cringing in her seat. She really was.
Yeah,
she was incredibly embarrassed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he exactly. I mean, he thought he was doing it for her, but they were going to have a conversation that night. Let me tell you, he was on the couch. If he's lucky. Personally, I think that he's a bit whipped by her, but that's just my view.
Oh man, totally. Yeah, he sort of really kind of pedestalized her in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
and she's only really famous because she's his wife, basically. So
yeah. So, anyways, I don't know if that's great. If it's a way to end the podcast, but somehow, yes, because we got to him and we spoke about legends and
yes,
all that kind of stuff. I mean, we could talk about Legend of the Fall, but we don't have time for that. Also, a very good movie, by the way.
Also brilliant. I love that movie. I've watched it so many times.
Really?
Very cool.
Great.
Yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah.
Oh, speaking about movies, as we do finish, last thing, June 2 comes out next week. I managed to watch a re-release of June, so I didn't really watch it, like online, but
June, right? Okay.
Yeah, I ended up saying to myself, well, if I really want to go and watch June 2, I need to actually make a plan and watch it. And they had a re-release weekend of it.
Okay.
And I got to watch it. Dude, any movie that we've watched on our TVs or whatever, and you take that and you go into an actual cinema, I just realized, because I haven't been in movie houses for a year or two.
Yeah.
So it was just like a whole new experience. Like, this is how I'm supposed to be watching movies. Thank you, Netflix. No, really, it was incredible. So, what's great is that June 2 is coming out on IMAX. So I'm definitely watching that. And then I also watched a documentary of all the music, created for June. Part of it, I think, was Hans Zimmer, but there was also another musician involved who could play like all these random amazing instruments. It was really so I mean, watching it just for the music, that like low guttural, like a noise that comes from an actual person with an instrument. It's not played, like on the keys somehow. It's all legit instruments. It's incredible.
Yeah, I know. I've looked at some interviews and stuff with them, looking at the music behind the scenes for the first one.
Yes,
and it was just
it's crazy. Yeah.
Zimmer using all these this one girl who's this incredible vocalist and all kinds of things. And yes, they spend no expense.
No.
Did you ever see? Did you?
No. I was just going to say that a big part of June is the sounds. Is the music. If it wasn't there, June wouldn't be as powerful. No way.
Yeah. Did you see? Have you seen the footage of Hans Zimmer recording the drum tracks for Man of Steel?
Man of Steel, no.
Yeah. So how's this, dude? Like 12 of the world's top session drummers, including Sheila E., in one room, playing these drum parts all together.
All together.
To create those massive drum sounds that you get in Man of Steel. Yeah. I think Chad Smith might have been on there as well. It's not so not all just like actual just proper session drummers, but some of the, I think Danny Carey might have been there. So a couple of really well-known drummers setting up, all being recorded at the same time on their drum kits. It's amazing. So yeah.
I wonder if they would have used Travis Barker for that kind of thing.
Possibly I don't think Travis Barker was a part of it. Vinny Colaiuta was one of them. Yeah, more sort of the sessioning, high level touring and sideman drummers that you get. Not that Travis Barker isn't up there, and I'm sure he would have added some really cool stuff, but maybe he wasn't available.
That reminds me. 2 weekends time, I'm
seeing. Oh, you're going to go see Blink?
Yeah, Blink 182 in 2 weeks.
Do you know who's opening for them?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. They actually cancelled their other concert, which was meant to be in Christchurch, which was going to be a big one. All they gave the reason was for logistical issues. Now that can mean anything. You know what I mean? That could mean finances. That could possibly mean that it wasn't sold out enough, or it could just mean that it's just. I just don't like, how would it work for one city but not another city?
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, I don't know.
It is, isn't it? But thankfully, Auckland are
it's still on.
It's still on, which is great. Okay, so supposedly, no, but this is different. This is 2023. When they played October, they had a band called Pierce the Veil, which I do not know who they are. Oh, do you?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. Yeah, I don't know their stuff, but I have heard of them.
That was one of their opening acts. Who was opening for Blink 182 New Zealand? It looks like it's going to. Oh, it is. Rise Against is coming.
Oh, I know them as well.
Yes, I know Rise Against as well. No, not a lot, but from what I know them, they're pretty much like a heavy rock kind of band.
They're kind of like I think. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them because they go a little bit to the metal side, but they have that punk element.
Okay.
Like,
that's why I liked them.
Yeah, so they're a little bit more of a metal influence than Blink.
Yeah, I see.
But
that one excites me then.
Okay, well, never know. Might still be cool. So.
I'm not paying for them, so it's fine. They can make as much noise as they want. Yeah, so that's in 2 weeks. So that's going to be fun.
Very cool. There's no one there. Who have we got coming here? We've had Deacon Blue at Emerita Dam. Deacon Blue. And OMD is coming. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark.
Oh no, that's like old and buried. I thought it was.
Yeah, I know. We're not getting. I haven't heard of any major, like, awesome bands coming out. So I don't know. We'll see. We can't flip in